25-018. And they have asked for an indefinite continuance on docket numbers PL 25-016 and 017. So those will not be heard today. The one docket that we do have for today on pipelines is docket number PL 25-019, new generation gas gathering. Would you please come up to the table? First, I'm going to go ahead and introduce the state's exhibits. I want to file the application for docket number PL 25-019 as state exhibit number 1. State exhibit number 2 is the certified proof of publication of the legal notice for this docket. State exhibit number 3 is the original legal notice. We did receive numerous comments, some pertaining to concerns about pipeline safety. Many of the comments were concerns about proper notice of the hearing, and those comments are all going to be part of the record. Would you please be sworn for purposes of testimony? Who's going to be testifying?
Mr. Jim Roberts.
Swear a testimony you're about to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I will.
You may proceed.
Good morning, Director Gene Brony and other members of the panel. My name is Pat Zuckerman. I represent New Generation Gas Gathering, LLC, the applicant in this matter. To be clear, this is an application to construct and for authorization to operate a carbon dioxide pipeline. We are not seeking a certificate of public convenience and necessity.
Can you move the microphone a little bit closer?
Oh, sure. Would you like me to stand as well?
No, you can sit. Just can you move the microphone a little bit closer? I'm having a little trouble.
Is this any better?
That's perfect. Thank you.
Okay, great, thanks. NG3 is not seeking a certificate here today of public convenience and necessity. You'll hear in just a moment from Mr. Roberts that it has acquired all of the private landowner rights through servitudes necessary to construct collateral once they find it, even though he's finding it approves that construction. So with that, I have some questions for Mr. Roberts, and of course, we're pleased to answer any questions that you may have. Mr. Roberts, can you state your name for the record, please?
Yes, Jim Roberts, also known as James Roberts.
Who is your current employer, Mr. Roberts?
Momentum Midstream,
Approximately how many years have you worked for Momentum Midstream?
going on 20 years.
And what is your title at Momentum?
Vice President of Environmental Health and Safety.
And what are your job responsibilities?
Environmental health and safety, regulatory, process safety management, basically all elements of environmental health and safety.
Mr. Roberts, do your responsibilities including support to Momentum's affiliates like New Generation Gas Gathering LLC?
Yes, I do.
How long has Momentum been in the midstream business?
Approximately 20 years.
And where does it currently operate natural gas pipelines?
In Texas and Louisiana at the present time.
Momentum through its affiliates, approximately, can you tell me how many miles of pipeline it's acquired over the years?
Well, we have about 4,000 miles of pipeline. Most of it's in Texas, but yeah, over the years, it's pretty significant. This is our largest system that we ever had in Texas. Yes.
Has Momentum received any safety awards regarding its pipelines?
Yes, we've received multiple Gas Processors Association safety awards, and actually received a first place award several times for among our peers, so midstream industry.
Can you tell me what the relationship is between New Generation Gas Gathering LLC and Momentum Midstream?
Yes, the New Generation is a joint venture between Momentum and Expand Energy. 65-35, I think, is a breakdown.
Approximately 65% is done through affiliates of Momentum.
Correct.
And the other 35% is done through affiliates of Expand
Energy, yes.
And tell me what the NG3 system is.
It's an approximately 275-mile
Should I hand it to the court reporter to?
Here's an extra folder as well that has all of the would you like a copy?
One of these initial things.
What is the approximate investment in the NG3 system?
I believe we're at 1.6 billion.
$1.6 billion invested to construct the system.
Yes.
And approximately how many miles of natural gas gathering pipeline is being constructed?
275 miles.
And can you tell me where NG3 terminates approximately?
Yeah, the project actually terminates at the Gillis plant for the rest of the time.
And tell me what the Gillis facility is or plant.
So right now, we're kind of initial commissioning, so it's dehydration, AE treating, and ultimately we'll actually do CO2 treating for the CO2 gases to be delivered in the pipeline. We'll do some compression there too for oil delivery. We do have 4 interconnect sites in the area to deliver natural gas to the world.
Will the NG3 project lower carbon dioxide emissions?
Yes, greatly.
Will it help bring gas to NG3? Will it help bring gas to LNG markets along the Gulf Coast?
Yes, that's the plan, yes.
And does the NG3 project help create jobs for Louisiana?
Just for the project, pipeline construction, we're probably between 40 and 50 permanent employee jobs. And then we also have a lot of contractors and stuff that will be supporting our operations and create jobs too.
In your role with NG3,
It's slightly under 5 miles, I think it's 4.95 roughly,
and the diameter of the proposed pipeline,
8-inch.
how many metric tons per year of carbon dioxide will the lateral be able to transmit?
Ultimately 1.6 million metric tons a year, but currently with our capacity, it'll be closer to 1.1 million metric tons a year.
And where will the lateral begin and where will it end?
Lateral begins at the outlet area at our Gillis plant and gives the approximate 5-mile distance down to off of Marsh Valley Road, Jefferson Davis Parish.
Is that route depicted on what I've marked as Exhibit B in front of me?
Yes, it is.
Is this the same route that's in an exhibit to the application we just discussed?
It is.
Just a little bit clearer picture?
Yes.
Like, alternate elements, Exhibit B. And so, will the lateral connect to Denver's Green Pipeline system?
Yes, that's correct.
And you understand that pipeline system to have already been approved, the Louisiana portion, in operation?
Yes, that's our understanding.
Okay. And then
understanding that it's currently going to be used for enhanced oil recovery in Texas, Oyster Bayou unit, I believe, West Basins. So basically southeast Texas.
And you understand that the Railroad Commission has already approved those enhanced oil field recovery projects?
Yes, that's our understanding.
And ultimately, is it possible that carbon dioxide is sequestered as part of the Denbury Exxon Rose unit?
Yeah.
Rose in Texas?
That's our understanding. I know it's still waiting approval.
Is the NG3's Gillis lateral reasonably necessary to serve those projects?
Yes, it is.
What materials will be used for constructing, what type of pipe will be used?
Carbon steel.
Is that pipe compatible with the transmission of the carbon dioxide that will be transmitted?
Yes, it is, because of the treatment process that we're going to be utilizing at the Gillis plant. It's going to remove all water and impurities to ensure that it's just dry, almost pure CO2.
How far below the surface will the Gillis lateral be buried?
Average is about 4 feet, and we go under roads and streams that will be 5 foot or greater.
And who is constructing, has a contractor been selected to construct the Gillis lateral?
Yes, Laird Energy Services.
And does Laird have experience constructing carbon dioxide pipelines?
They do in Texas. I think it's a pretty big project. They did it like 200 miles or something.
Very familiar generally with the fact that Laird has constructed an approximately 80-mile, 12-inch diameter pipeline in Texas, that's a carbon dioxide line.
Yes, I got the mileage. Looks like good. Yeah.
Will the Gillis lateral be overseen by experienced personnel associated with NG3?
It will. Actually, the operators for the system will be located at Gillis, so that's nice to have operators close by.
Is NG3 able and willing to conform to applicable laws and regulations of the state of Louisiana and the Louisiana Department of Energy and Natural Resources?
Yes.
Do NG3's plans include corrosion prevention and monitoring?
Yes, we do.
And do NG3's plans include safety inspections?
Yes.
Have any third parties assisted with and verified the design and safety of NG3's Gillis lateral?
Yes, we use engineering firm called Wood Group. They helped us with the design of the pipe, and we also have our engineering group that also verifies the design adequate.
Has NG3 started constructing the Gillis lateral?
That we have.
Do you understand that NG3 is financially capable of constructing and operating the Gillis lateral?
Yes.
Of the approximately $1.6 billion investment in the NG3 system we talked about earlier, does the NG3 system with respect to the Gillis lateral we were talking about today, did he do the title work to identify landowners along the route?
Yes, that's one of the jobs that Jeff Miller performed for us with his land agents.
And did he oversee the negotiation and acquisition of land rights for these landowners?
Yes.
He's essentially the right-of-way manager for NG3.
Essentially, yes. We have our own company, right-of-way manager, but he also is a project manager. But he does work directly for us and has for many years.
So do you understand from Mr. Milligan that NG3 has acquired all of the rights of way necessary for private landowners to construct and operate the Gillis lateral?
Yes.
And so NG3 is not seeking certificate of public convenience in this instance.
That's correct. We acquired all the right-of-way for the route.
request an affidavit from Mr. Jeff Milligan regarding work that he did, in connection with the Gillis lateral and also mailing of notice to interested parties.
Yes.
It's marked as exhibit D. Is that correct?
So this includes our whole application.
Right, it's an exhibit indicating that we mailed it. It's your understanding that NG three has caused the notice of this hearing and a copy of its application to be mailed to all of the interested parties identified in NG 3's application.
Yes.
Not sure if it's pertinent or not to this hearing, but are there any other permits that NG 3 has acquired to construct this lateral?
Not that I'm aware of.
Did NG 3 acquire a permit or permission from Jefferson Davis Parish?
Yes, so Jefferson Davis Parish did require us to get a permit to construct the pipeline and the interconnect site, which is being constructed by Denbury, but our pipeline terminates there, and Jefferson Davis Parish did require a permit to construct.
And has NG 3 acquired all approval permits from, say, Jefferson Davis Parish and Northern Parish?
Yes.
Director June Vernon, if you or the panel have any questions, Mr. Roberts would have to entertain this.
Thank you. So you were just talking about permits there. Do you need a permit for the capture of the carbon? Do you need a permit from DEQ for that?
No, not that I'm aware of, because the CO2 is being, if it does get sequestered, it will be in Texas.
Okay.
At this point, that's our understanding.
Okay. So the CO2 that you would be capturing, right now, I know that the Denbury line transports CO2 from Jackson Dome, and it supports EOR projects. Would this CO2 replace some of that CO2 from Jackson Dome?
Yes,
And is the CO2 in this pipeline going to be in supercritical state?
it will be, yes,
Okay. And you've acquired all the right of way that you need to build this pipeline?
yes.
Any questions from staff? Any questions from the audience? Come forward, please. When you come up, you can sit right here at this table. That mic should be on for you. Okay. Go ahead and I think state your name and maybe address for the record.
Sure.
And the court reporter, will you need him to fill out a card, or will it be sufficient? Okay, good. Just state your name and address for the record, please.
Sure. My name is James Hyatt, P.O. Box 7262, Lake Charles, Louisiana 70606. You said it's going to, I have several questions. Should I just keep asking?
Sure. Go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. You said supercritical. What is the pressure of the gas in the pipeline? Well, of the CO2.
Yeah, so our design, our what we call our maximum allowable pressure, or maximum operating pressure is 2,900 pounds per square inch. But the normal operating pressure is going to be significantly less than that. It'll be less than 2,000. So we basically have a really good safety factor in the pipe for the pressure.
Okay. And you said it's an 8-inch pipe
Correct.
at 2,900 psi. What is the blast radius should it escape the pipe?
Okay, so we did do a worst case analysis, a model, based on the conditions in the pipe at the worst conditions that could possibly be at, and we did not have any high consequence areas in our model.
But do you know what the blast, what the radius would be?
I don't have that, and it wouldn't be referred to as a blast
Well,
radius.
I got you. I'm using
Yeah.
my layman's terms, so that's
But yeah, the model predicts basically the CO2 vapor expansion. And from that model, we do not affect any residents in the area on the model. Also might add that we also are going to be putting in a computational leak detection system to ensure that if we do have any kind of leak, we activate emergency shutdown valve. So,
And how far apart are these emergency shutdown valves?
they're basically, there's one at the plant, at the outlet, and then of course there'll be one at the delivery point.
Okay, and how long is the pipeline? So you're saying that one end and the other end is where
Yeah, it's
so the entirety of the pipe could evacuate in a rupture?
yes, I mean, it's less than 5 miles, so we feel like we got adequate protection for a pipeline that's less than 5 miles.
Okay. And Denbury has one of the worst CO2 records.
Well, yeah, we're gonna keep the questions
Okay.
pertinent to this
Well,
pipeline.
that's the. I guess my point is a 14-day notice for the public. I'm glad that you were able to get all the landowners, but there are people outside. Were you able to speak with all?
Well,
all
sir,
the
sir,
designated?
hold on now. We have requirements in Title 43 for who is an interested party to be notified of a hearing, and those requirements have been met. I want to make that very clear to everyone here. The regulations are followed as to who has to be notified for a public hearing.
I understand that is in the regulations. Whether that is right or not is, up for question.
Sure.
The point for me, because these other 3 pipelines were through sulfur, I know that's not what we're talking about. I'm glad that Exxon pulled them, but people who live in Beauregard and Calcasieu and Jeff Davis Parish did not receive a notice. As per regulation, it was noticed in a Baton Rouge paper, if I'm correct.
That's correct.
They had 14 days to, the instructions were to send snail mail, to send regular mail to your office. I mean and now this is the opportunity for the public to comment. It's
That's
on
correct.
at Tuesday, 9 o'clock in the morning.
That's
Baton
correct.
Rouge. I understand that's the regulation. Whether or not that's completely, feasible for people who may be affected. And I'm glad this is only a small pipeline.
Sure.
But the point remains that the people need to be informed about, especially CO2, which can carry for some distance. We saw in Sulphur another incident just last year where an O-ring blew out, and they were issued a shelter in place for a cloud of CO2. I appreciate that you followed the regulations. I guess my ask for this board would be to do what, like Exxon voluntarily pulled it. I would ask for people to be able to send emails, to be notified, and that you do not approve a permit today on something, even if it's a small pipeline that only goes, in between 2 little rural parishes, and they did the right thing. I think that's the right way to do it, is to get every single landowner signed off. I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm disagreeing with the amount of time that the public is allowed to comment on something that is so consequential. My understanding is the same situation, even if it followed regulations, happened in St. James Parish just last year, and because they weren't notified, people were not able to make comments, people were not able to voice their concerns, and so anyway, I appreciate y'all getting all the landowners, but I would ask the board to allow for more comments, and even if you go beyond what the regulations require. I think that is only decent for people who are not deeply invested or following the advocate's legal section on a regular day, and for stuff that is consequential, even if they bury it in Texas, still crossing through Louisiana, and then goes to a pipeline that has history of problems.
I appreciate your comments.
Okay, thank you.
Director Jim Burney, at this point in time, first we appreciate Mr. Hyatt's attendance here today. I didn't hear any technical or other specific safety concerns regarding this specific 8-inch lateral over here, which is subject of 3501, Generation Gas Gathering LLC requests that the Office of Conservation approve its application for the order to construct and operate the Gillis Lateral Carbon Dioxide Pipeline, SF4 application.
Do you have any other comments or questions from the audience? Thank you. This will conclude docket number PL 25-019, and we will continue with the unionization